waiters.
All right,
Harassing.
fine. I will give a rare challenge for me.
Okay. Yes.
It's about coffee. Total going out of my comfort zone here.
Wow.
Going out of my comfort zone
Really
here.
reaching for the stars here.
Surge.
The look on Sean's face though is so good.
He's so happy.
The pure like joy.
I love it.
Oh, so good.
Give travel advice based on visiting coffee shops. And there's a second challenge. Surge, favorite spot to go for coffee while traveling. And this might surprise some of you, but do you know that Joe and I will actually book our hotel rooms based on proximity to cafes?
I did know that.
Yeah, our
surprise me.
travel preparations are literally both at the same time. What cafes can we go to? What is a good hotel near the coffee place? And then the secret tech, and this is good advice for anybody. It doesn't necessarily need to be a cafe. The good advice, if you want to find good places in a city you've never been before, is be nice to customer service. I know, shocking. So
Also, how to operate in life.
yeah.
Yeah, how to be Canadian.
Yeah, so I go into the cafe and then I'm nice to people and then I ask them where they eat. Hey, what's your favorite restaurant? Because they're from here. And if they already work at like a bougie coffee shop, you know they have good taste. So yeah, and it's like they'll hook me up with, sometimes if it's a roastery, they'll hook me up with like people that buy their coffee.
Ooh.
So they'll be like, oh, here are all the bakeries that carry our stuff. Here are the restaurants that have like really good coffee. Here are the places that we like to go and be regulars to. All of my traveling might just be food and coffee related.
Again, so hungry.
Yeah, welcome to Dawn Guard, I guess.
Dawn card.
So yeah, there you go. I get to complete, 2 challenges at the same time.
I'd kind of love to see you travel somewhere in like the southern U.S. Because as soon as you're nice to them, like they're nice back. Customer service is always chatty there. So like you end up in lengthy conversations.
An infinite
What do you mean?
surge.
What do you mean end up as if that's not my default?
Well, that's the thing. If you are already doing that everywhere else, what would it be with like when
Another
someone's
surge,
bringing
when
the
surge
same
meets
energy?
surge.
So here's
Yeah.
a random aside. In 2013, Joe and I quit our jobs and we applied to be English teachers in Japan, and we didn't get it. We didn't get the job, but we'd already quit our jobs and packed up our life as if we were going to move. And we're like, well, now what? We need to like take our life, put it in a box, shake it up, and see what happens. And my original plan was, I was really into diners, drive-ins, and dives at the place. I was like, let's go on a road trip all around the south of the States and
Oh,
eat a
wow.
bunch of food,
Yeah.
which I thought was going to be really great. And I've always wanted to go to the south of the States and have barbecue and stuff like that. And instead, through a bunch of like weird circumstances, we wound up in Thailand, but that's a different story. But yeah,
You
I
turned
would.
the wrong direction.
That is a misturn.
Story for another day.
South is the one to the right, right?
I have traveled quite a bit in the southern states for whatever reason. My brother is also a coffee snob. No, I mean that with, affection. Or I too. And so our policy is we base restaurants on how many cars and what kind of cars are parked in the parking lot.
Did you?
So that is definitely a determinative of what might be inside the door. It's not just how many, it's like,
What kind?
if it's all pickup trucks, you're going to get good bacon, right?
Good bacon.
Good bacon.
Yeah.
If it's all BMWs, you have to make your
Yeah,
own.
no, I love that.
BMWs, you'll get a plate this
This big
Yeah.
with one leaf on it and a little.
But it'll be a delicious
it'll
leaf.
be great.
The
Best leaf you've ever eaten.
the different ways to like evaluate a restaurant. One of my favorite things that went viral on Twitter not too long ago, or maybe it was a TikTok, was how to evaluate the best. I think it was a Freddie Wong video, how to evaluate the best Chinese restaurants, and he's like, the secret is 3.5 Yelp review. Because if it's like the food is good enough to counteract like the service is very different compared to North American standards. So it's like North American people get kind of snooty that the standards aren't good enough, the service isn't good enough, but the food outweighs it. So the 3.5 is the perfect mark there.
Oh.
Yep. I live in the ID, so I just look at the restaurants that are like always busy.
Yeah.
And the ones specifically that are like dim sum places busy before lunch.
Breakfast dim sum.
I miss the International District in Seattle because that is like where all the good stuff is.
Yep.
Especially
It's
after
not
like 2 a.m.
From chat, we've got first responders
seen
are also a good
Idaho as well.
indicator.
Yes.
All the paramedics are hanging out there.
Oh
Interesting.
yeah.
I had a family friend growing up who had lived in Italy for a while and like looking for Italian food places outside of Italy. The way that he judges them apparently is to ask them about their cheese.
Ooh.
And if he asks them what kind of cheese they use and they say Parmesan, or the person at the front doesn't know like the specific names and like regions and stuff, he just walks out.
How dare.
I mean,
I mean, if you really like cheese.
That being said, if
That's-
somebody said cheese and just said yes, I would be like,
and that's Wisconsin.
What kind of cheese do you use? Yes.
Yes.
Ah, perfect.
my people.
Very good. Very good.
All right.